safe to say that you're still together.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Still happily married. Still happily married. So it's just been, doing the normal married things. Yeah.
In private, because we can't. We're still a secret technically until Friday.
I know.
Which I would imagine has been kind of difficult, right? Like,
so difficult. I've been wanting to post so many pictures and videos and like even pictures with his family and like, yeah, we can't do any of that.
Yeah.
oh my gosh. Okay, well, how has it been watching all of it back? Because you guys had so many great moments, but there was also some tough moments.
Yeah.
And now as a married couple, you kind of have to experience it all over again with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
So how has that been?
Well, that's the hard part, having to like relive it and still deal with, or really be honest about it. It's like we're married. It happened so long ago. So while the feelings felt fresh in the moment, like once I applied my logic, it's like he's not that person anymore. Like I'm not that person anymore. We've grown so much just over the past, God, 8 to 9 months.
Is it 8 to 9 months?
Almost a year.
June 7th, 2021.
Can you believe it?
Whoa. Okay, I'm sorry. So you guys had to be like incognito for 9 months?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
I don't know why I thought like it was just like only a couple months, but that makes way more sense. Way more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are now watching it all back. Jarrette, how was it for you watching it back? Because you had 2 strong connections in the pod.
Yeah, so it definitely was a little cringy. That's been my word of the day. It was cringy, So one thing I will say is I knew that coming into this experiment, like if I was going to fully invest myself in this experiment, then I had the potential of that happening.
Yeah.
And that happened. And just watching, I think for me the biggest cringe-worthy moment was the conversation that I had with Mallory back in Mexico. And looking back at it, I think in the moment I was like, you know what, I'm just coming off this high of, meeting this person for the first time that I also had a connection with. But also looking back, I noticed that, that conversation was a little bit inappropriate. And I definitely feel like I should have tailored that conversation a little bit differently. But that's no excuse for what happened. But we've talked about it. We've both known that that was something that happened in the past. It has not affected our relationship now. But it was definitely a little cringy watching back.
A little cringy, but I mean, your wife over here is giggling at it, so I feel like you're not mad at it. You guys moved past it, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, we've definitely grown past it.
Of course. And why, going back to the wedding day, the days leading up to it, you were kind of not on the fence. I mean, kind of on the fence. Don't know. Yeah, you're on the fence. I was like, I'm not going to say that, but you were on the fence. So what made you say yes? What made you say your ideas in that moment?
I think part of it was the reassurance from him, but even still, what I realized is that wasn't ultimately enough. I think I really just knew I had to take a leap of faith, because we didn't have that much time for him to like truly show me that he was capable of making changes or adjusting, or even proving to me that he would treat me as a priority, because ultimately that was my main concern. It wasn't even being chosen as second, but him treating me as such was a concern for me. So I was scared he was putting his best foot forward, but I took a leap and it was well worth it. Like he's shown me that I'm his priority for sure.
Yeah, and in this experiment, like you have everything is so condensed, so it's hard. It's hard to kind of see those changes that soon, that quick, especially with things that we've been so accustomed to doing. And I think we talk about it all the time. It's just we look for those instant microwave results when it's really just going to take time, to see the change and do the necessary work that we need to do.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
That is true. And you guys did sprint to the altar. So now the rest of your life, you can just like leisurely walk.
Yeah.
To the next steps. So Jarrette, did you stop going out as much? Because that was a big thing. You were acting like a single guy, but you weren't.
Yeah, so I've definitely toned it back. quite a bit, since I've been married, because I did realize that, if I want this to work and I want, her to be happy and myself to be happy, that I would have to compromise.
Yeah.
I said it all the time that, I can't continue to do single things as a married man. And I quickly realized that, once we were married. And I think the tide has actually turned a little bit, because she is now the one who's ready and willing to go out. And I'm like, wait a minute, where's this coming from?
There have been adjustments on both ends. I think I realized pretty quickly afterward, like, I can't expect him to just like slow down that much. That's what he likes to do, and that's how he spends time with his friends. So I've learned to love him completely for who he is, and so I even made some adjustments, and I started to go out more, and he started to stay in more. So it's a constant balance, but we've been doing pretty good.
I mean, marriage is all about compromise, and obviously the two of you are getting it right with that. So also another thing that you guys talked about a lot during, Love is Blind is wanting to start a family. Jarrette, you were like, I want to start a family quick. Like, how? So where is that now? I mean, 8 to 9 months of being secret husband and wife. You guys are about to be out in the public in a couple of days. What's next for you two?
All right, so we're gonna break the news to you first.
Oh,
no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Hollywood exclusive.
No. So I think we've, kids are definitely still on the radar for us, but that's probably down the line for maybe 1.5, 2 years from now. But I think that the biggest thing, the biggest things that we're focusing on right now is, where we're going to settle at, because Chicago isn't, I've been here my entire life, and she's been here for the past 2 years, and she's tired of the cold, I'm tired of the cold. So
there was 2 couples that tied the knot. Were you surprised that the other couples didn't make it to marriage?
So I think for me, because she was having way more conversations with, at least one of the other couples. I was too focused on everything that we had going on to really try to figure out what they had going on. So I think for me, the biggest surprise was Natalie and Shane, only because I saw it play out on TV with everyone else. So that was the surprise for me. And I think that was one that kind of caught me off guard. And I was like, wait, but even in a couple of my interviews, they asked me, they was like, who do you think is going to make it? I said Natalie and Shane, like, hands down. Like, if it isn't us, Natalie and Shane for sure.
I think we agreed with that, because their chemistry in person was just like insane. They're both goofballs.
Yeah.
I actually grew to be best friends with Natalie by the middle of the experiment, so I wasn't shocked because I knew everything that was going on, but everyone else was like,